I'm not innocent. I was a consultant to oil and gas companies for 25 years. When they mine oil sands, they dig up the whole earth. As most people know, you've seen those huge pits. One of my jobs was to try to predict what it's going to look like in 100 years. How is it going to be reclaimed? My last paper was on the reclamation effort that they were trying to do, and I realized then that there is no reclamation from climate change. So I quit and became a couch and carbon buster. Well, this is my solar farm, 192 solar panels. It produces about 45,000 kilowatt hours. I make about 10 cents a kilowatt hour, so that's about $4,000 a year worth of energy. I don't use all that energy in my house, so I sell the excess into the grid. This is called net metering. And I wanted to do that for my own conscience, but I also wanted to be a leader in the community and to show people that doing something about climate change is not a negative cost factor. We can actually make money and deal with climate change. Unfortunately, BC Hydro now says in 2024 they want to cut my rate by 60%, so down to about 4 cents. So this would effectively bankrupt my solar farm. We've written letters to the Premier, attended hearings on this with the BC Utilities Commission. We've done the best we can in terms of trying to argue against this change in rate, but we have failed so far. It's free photons from the sun. That's why solar is so cheap. Solar is cheaper than gas or oil or even BC Hydro. Right now, energy is controlled almost always in North America by large utility monopolies. And these monopolies act in their own commercial interest, not in the interest of people combating climate change. So what we need is communities to have even bigger solar farms than what you see behind me, and to share the energy among the community, so then when floods and forest fires and other disasters hit, we are more reliant, self-reliant in terms of our energy needs. Each of us has a responsibility to try to take some action. I know we all can't have a solar farm. I have a big backyard. I have no illusions about that, but we need to act as if climate is an emergency. In North Cowichan here, the council has declared a climate emergency. Well, I don't see any emergency trucks flying around. I don't see what is happening. And that is much the case in most of BC. People say the words, but they don't do the deeds. Communities are probably more responsive to the real needs of people, of local people. So if we had many of these solar farms in our community, we would be sharing the energy among each other, and we would be regulating perhaps even our own price. But certainly we would be more resilient to disasters that are bound to come with climate change.